best indie rock act.
The thing that has kept us going and is the biggest motivation is seeing the fans that we've created. And I know a lot of people come to our Be Live shows just because it's a Be Live show. They may not have even heard of the bands, but they come out in full force. I mean, we love those guys. And getting people that come up to us after their shows or just randomly walking down the street or at the mall saying, hey, don't stop. I love what you guys are doing. We needed this. Laredo needed this. Thank God there's a change. It's a sign that Laredo's growing. We're progressing. So that really is, I think, the main motivating factor. Back then, you know, there really wasn't much of a music scene. I guess, you know, it was different times. People would go across a lot, and so the music scene wasn't a big part of Laredo life. It wasn't until after college and I came back, and then, you know, things started getting the way they are, and people going out less across and looking for other stuff to do here, that I kind of noticed that there was that aspect of music that was missing in Laredo. And a lot of people were going to Austin all the time to see bands. So that was, I guess, one of the reasons for wanting to do something different here in Laredo. Well, the first show was actually happened by accident, for lack of a better word. And it was a huge success. We sold out, and afterwards people kept coming up to me and asking me to keep doing what I was doing. And you know, I laughed at the time because I said, well, doing what? You know, this was supposed to be a one-time deal, but it kind of got the wheels turning. You know, we've had a lot of people support us, people such as yourself, the CW, that are interested in what we're doing. The local paper has been very helpful as well. And so a lot of people have come on board and, you know, believe in what we're doing. I think one of the things that hopefully has come across to a lot of people is that they see the passion we have for the music. We don't do it for the money. Myself and my other partners, we all have our day jobs. So our whole philosophy from day one has always been just to put on a good show, let's treat the bands right. So we create a name for Laredo, make it a viable market, and so that these bands want to continue to come back. But it's just funny, you know, to go out to places now and people recognize me as the music guy, whereas as a financial advisor, which is my day job, I've been doing that for close to 12 years. You know, they don't recognize me for that, and I've been doing this for a year and a half, and I get more recognition on that. So, Gear Take, for me, is just personally one of my favorite bands, period. And so to have the opportunity to bring them here to Laredo and be a part of it, for me, is huge. So that was a lot of fun. The Soft Pack out of California, I mean, their music has been played in various soundtracks, and that one was cool because it was a Tuesday show. We made it a free show, and I think that's another thing that I kind of want to mention, since it's not about the music. You know, when we do make money in our shows, like, I don't take the profit, and we don't make much. You know, we might make $100 here or there, but if we do make some money, we don't take it home personally. I put it aside, and then when we build some money up, we try to offer a free show. So that money goes back to the people. I guess, you know, the biggest thing is just that we need people to come out and support the cause. You know, like I said, we have some amazing fans, people that are just really genuine fans of music and of Be Live, support what we're doing. But we need to get more people out there, and hopefully they'll understand. You know, I know sometimes we'll get people that complain that because we're charging $5 or $10, and it hurts sometimes because we try to do it, again, for the love of music, and these bands normally charge tickets for $15, $20, but because we're not trying to make money, we try to keep it cheap. And, you know, and you see some people kind of complain about it. I know times are tough, so we try to keep it economically feasible for everybody. But we just need people to come out and support the shows, because it's the only way to keep this going. You know, I can have all the passion in the world, but if there's not the support behind it, it's not going to succeed. So that's what I would ask, and ask people to spread the word. Again, get on our Facebook page or on our website. Become a fan of ours. That way you can keep up with all our shows. We've got a lot of things coming up, and that's the only way to make it happen. Keep the music revolution alive.
Fernando is a good friend to the CW and the KGNS family, and we're always happy to have you here. Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Now, since the last time we saw you, is there anything coming up in the next weeks that everyone should be excited about?
We do have a show that we're billing as our first Halloween indie dance party. Most of the indie rock bands that we've had are more on the rock side, rock/punk, I guess you could say. But this one's going to be a little more electronic, but still in the indie rock scene. Kind of compare the bands to Copy, LCD Sound System, those type of bands. And so it's something a little different, but we're going to have some fun with it. Hopefully, because it's Halloween, we're going to encourage people to dress up. Just, again, think outside of the box and have fun, be yourselves. And so it should be something different.
Well, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say thank you so much for what you're doing, not only for O number 2 and for the scene here, but for everyone that enjoys something different here in Laredo. Once again, as always, from the CW and Laredo and KGNS, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can be a